Cooper, this is Daddy. Right now I'm reading you Good Night, Construction Site. One of your favorite books. I'm going to show you what I wrote in here. In your favorite book, right here. It says, this was Cooper Cashus, McDermott's most absolute favorite book from age 2 years old until age 4 years old. We all love you so much, Cooper Cashus McDermott. Dream big and follow them with endless vigor. Your Daddy. You've fallen asleep to this book so many times, buddy. You won't even let me read it sometimes because you know you're going to fall asleep. It's like one of your absolute favoriteest books. I read it to you every night from 2 to 4, and now only when you let me. So, without further ado, Good Night, Construction Site. By Sherry Descu-Rinker and Tom Lightenhead. Scholastic book. Go figure, right? Down in the big construction site, the tough trucks work with all their might to build a building, to make a road, to get the job done, load by load. The sun has set, the work is done. It's time for trucks to end their fun. So one by one they'll go to bed, to yawn and rest their sleepy heads. Then wake up to another day of rough and tough construction play. Working hard to help his team, crane truck raises one last beam. Reaching, stretching, lifting high, he swings his beam into the sky. He'll set it down right on its mark, then it's off to bed. It's almost dark. He'll slowly fold his boom back in, and then with one last sleepy grin, he tucks himself in nice and tight, and cuddles up and says good night. Shh. Good night, crane truck. Good night. Spinning, churning, all day long, cement mixer sings his whirly song. Now, he yawns, and he's weary, and so dizzy from all the fun that keeps him busy. With one last spin, he pours his load. He's ready now to leave the road. He takes a bath, gets shiny bright, turns off his chute, turns off his light. He cuts his engine, slows his drum, and dreams sweet dreams of twirly fun. Shh. Good night, cement mixer. Good night. Dump truck loves to work and haul. He carries loads both big and small. He moves the dirt from place to place, then dumps it with a happy face. When final load spills on the heap, crunch, crunch. Now dump truck's tired and wants to sleep. He lowers his bed, locks his gate. He dims his lights, then shuts his doors. And soon his engine slows to snores. Shh. Good night, dump truck. Good night. And right here you always make, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this little guy in the corner here on the building. And he says, hey, pipe down. You always make me read that. If I forget to read that, I have to go back and read it again. The whole page. You do it every time to me, and I forget every time. Pushing with his mighty blade, bulldozer works to smooth the grade. He clears the way to level ground and fills the air with thunderous sounds. Roar! Now no one's as tough and as strong as he, but he's as sleepy as can be. He puffs some smoke out of his stack, turns off his engine, stops his track. He curls up to his soft dirt bed and dreams of busy days ahead. Shh. Good night, bulldozer. Good night. Scooping gravel, dirt, and sand, excavator shapes all of the land. He digs and lifts throughout the day. Ooh. But now it's time to end his play. A few more holes to dig and soon he'll roll to bed beneath the moon. He twirls upon his bumpy track, pulls up his boom, stretches his back. He sets his scoop down on the ground and snuggles up without a sound. Good night, excavator. Good night. These big trucks so tough and loud. They work so hard, so rough and proud. Tomorrow is another day, another chance to work and play. Turn off your engine, stop your tracks, relax your wheels, your stacks and backs. No more huffing and puffing, team. It's time to rest your heads and dream. Construction site all tucked in tight. The day is done. Turn off the light. Great work today. Now shh, good night. Good night, construction site. Good night. The end. This is your favorite book, and has been since the day we got it. We've read it so many times that the binding is just barely held together, and the cover has just barely made it. But we'll tape it if we have to, and we'll continue to read it because it's your absolute favorite book. We also have the board game Good Night Construction Site that we play all the time, and it's fantastic. I love you, Cooper Cashus. And just wanted to record this for you so you had me reading this favorite book of yours forever, because I'm the one that reads to you, and I don't know, maybe you'll want it someday. You can always find it. I love you, kiddo.